wake up. Good afternoon, brothers, sisters, and friends. It is an honor and very happy that I'm come back to this Minnesota. Especially this is my first visit for this Yak Hai Buddhist temple. And as you know that the name of the temple called Yak Hai, Yak means awakening. Hai means the ocean of awakening. In Vietnamese term, sometimes in the Vietnamese term, sometimes they call this life full of suffering, and they call the ocean of suffering. But with the Buddhist practice, we are not only view this life is only as an ocean of suffering, but we also can realize this is the ocean of awakening. Because you cannot find cái máy nó cũng biểu tình. Mình ăn ở làm sao? We try and we learn how to practice and how to view life in the positive way as much as we can. And we all realize that we cannot find happiness without suffering. Because we learn and grow up from difficulties. If you go to school and you also wish to have different chapter, different lessons in order to learn, to experience, and then improve. If not, then we only learn one chapter only. But life has so many chapters. Just like the taste of food, we are not only like salty or sour or bitter or chili. We like different kind of taste. And sometimes in one dish, we also can find many tastes in one dish. Just like canh chua, you also can realize some sweet, some sweetened, some salt, some salty, some chili, and some sour. This afternoon when I come to one of the Vietnamese vegetarian who just opened, and they say that in that salad dish, not only the sour, but also some bitter leaf. And then when some monks try that dish and they say, oh, how come it's not sour as usual? I said, that's life. Sometimes you expect gỏi, salad is only sour. But who knows, sometimes they mix some bitter leaves in there. Or even that dish called gỏi is supposed to be pure, sour. But sometimes they put more chili in there. So we always aware and do not say what you think. Otherwise, we fell in what we call the perception of life. So we have no wrong perception about life. But we always aware about life. Just like when you are driving, you also need to be aware what time is the traffic time. What time is the time that you're able to drive fast or drive slow, even in the school zone. So therefore, not only when you know how to drive, then you can drive. But you must aware how to drive in different zones, different areas, in order to drive correctly and with the speed that they allow. so we won't have penalty. And if we are aware about that, we also less cause accidents. Sometimes we so be careful, but the others they are not. We got into accident. Sometimes we try to live as best as we can, but the other person they always give us hard time. Not because of that we distaste about life, but because of all of that we understood about life. And because we understood, that's why we are aware and we very flexible. How to be flexible in order to adapt, in order to go along. And life will be more easier if we know how and we know what about it. Not only in driving or life, or every single thing. There are challenges. There are difficulties. But if you overcome your difficulties, then the solution, the destination is there. You always need time to drive to some place you want to. Even here, you are looking for the kitchen, the washroom, you still need to find a way. And you still need to take a bit of amount of time in order to arrive where you want to arrive. So there are ways. There are always the ways. But you need to looking for the way in order to find your way and you exit. I share about this because sometimes as a young fellow, we live in the condition of the love of parents. We have very enough or more than enough. That's why sometimes when we step out, we cannot enjoy the environment. We cannot stand. We collapse and we fail. And sometimes we have a decision. I don't want to stay here anymore. You find for another way. That means you end your life and you think that you want another destination. But actually, if you do not know how to drive, then no matter where you are, you still don't know how to drive. Learn how to drive, and no matter where you are, you still can drive safely. So Yak Hai means the ocean of awakening. It's opposite of the word that usually Vietnamese or humans used to call the ocean of suffering. Khổ Hải is opposite of Yak Hai, where you can find awakening. Where? Nowhere. It's right there. So you stand up where you fell. You correct where you mistake. You redo where you have done wrong. So there is a wrong, but there is a right. There is a mistake, and there is a redo to fix your mistake. So that's why in the church, sometimes they have the ceremony called confession. In Buddhism, we do not use the word confession much. We use the word beginning anew. If you've done something wrong, don't worry. There are time for you to renew. And that's why we use the word tu, T-U. Very simple. Tu means fix. Tu means correct. Tu means redo, make it new. We have a shirt. We wear a shirt and it's dirty. Doesn't mean you throw that shirt. You wash. You need time to wash. You need time to dry. And if they are wrinkled, you need time to iron and use it again. Can you see what I mean?
Yes.
So take what you do in daily life as a lesson for you to reflect, to learn, and to continue to live. It's very hard, very difficult. to find a human's life. But it's also a very interesting place where we can learn many things about life. Just like once a year, you take vacation. You go to other area in order to experience different places. And the other places, they come here in order to experience Minnesota. This afternoon, when I arrived at the airport, I met a family, a Vietnamese family here. They are just about to fly to my Edmonton. They met me, they said, "Hey, Thai, we come to your city, why are you here?" I said, "Okay, you go there, I'm here. You experience my city, and experience your city." So we are back and forth in order to experience each other. We are back and forth in order to realize and to learn many things about life. You know, when you write a book, there are a lot of chapters. Not too much. Right now, people don't like to read a lot of pages. They like to read something brief but very powerful, just like TikTok. They don't like to watch a long movie anymore, something very short but condense the idea. So I hope that you also can learn that. We take a message that's very condensed about the meaning of life. And that gives us a lot of power to move on. Sometimes we don't need a long sleep. We only need a power nap. That came back. I did not sleep last night. And I have a whole day up to now. So when I arrive here, the abbots bring me to the room. And I just close and sleep about 5 minutes. Only 5 minutes. But I gain back my energy. So a power nap, just like a power of reflection. When you turn that light on, the whole dark room vanishes. This is the room. When you turn on the lights, it's dark. If you keep this room for a month, it's still dark like that. But you just need a second to turn on the lights, all the dark will be vanished. Life is the same. You can live in the suffering for many days. But once you awake, all your suffering disappears. You sleep for the whole night, but only one sound of the bell can wake you up. So I hope that you know that every single temple, we name the temple with different names. But every single name, they have the meaning, like a lesson for us to learn. So life is not only sweetened, they are salty, chili, sour, and many different tastes. And that will bring you more interesting about life, more tasty about life, just like when we enjoy the food. Right now, they are very creative about snacks, about food, about clothes, and many other things. Life is an art. Solving your problems is also an art. Do not just dive in the ocean of suffering. We only swim, but we don't dive and die. We swim and overcome. And one day you arrive, your shore, the shore of happiness. That's why in the chanting, sometimes we say, Ta Bà Ha. Ta Bà Ha means, bravo, you arrived to your destination. Sabha, Pali and Sanskrit, Sabha. Ikde, Gate, Gate. Para Gate. Gate means learn more, try more. Haragate, try a little bit more. Harasamgate, try more and more. Wow, I'm here. Sometimes you just have an accident to block you. But your Google Map will say only 5 minutes with the red arrow, red line. When you pass this red line, there is a green light. Do not turn your car back home when you meet the red lights. But do not feel sad when you meet the yellow lights. Because the traffic lights help you to move on without accident. The traffic lights will help you to move on with safety. Suffering have no power to block you out, but that help you to go over. Sometimes you will have to pay a lot.